Hello, welcome to Live Coding with Gerph. And today we're going to be doing something or other. Not really sure what. We're going to be just trying to work out what we're doing and then attacking that problem. So, not sure what we're going to be doing, but we'll give it a whirl. It's likely to be that we'll find something that's interesting, because I've got a number of things that are on the go that have not actually moved into my repositories yet. So we'll look in my repos here. And we did also talk last week about the possibility of moving things into a different organization, which I'm not quite sure about yet, but seems like a good idea, probably. Not really sure. Updated 9 hours ago. What did we update it with 9 hours ago? Pull requests. Oh, okay. Might as well do those. We'll do those then. I mean, these are things we can do. Just keep it up to date. There we are. Right. Hello, peoples. I'm hoping that it will be interesting. Yeah, Mark says, I'm sure it'll be interesting though. Well, if it's just going to be me merging things, that won't be very interesting. But this was purely down to the, what is that? That's odd. Let's have a quick, did I merge that one? I must have done. Yeah, I did. Developer.mend.io, or is it renovate IO? No, it's not that. What is it? Come on then, go to the repos and we'll have a look. It'll tell me where to find it. Mend renovate, there we go. Mends.io. So is it developer? I'm pretty sure it's developer.mends.io. I'm on GitHub. I'm Charles, yes. So this is, sorry, I'll give a bit of a background on this one. Ooh, Chrome's doing something. Yeah, all right, fine, get on with it. This is a tool that basically keeps the dependencies that you've got up to date. So in my case, that means the what they're called, GitHub Actions get updated to the latest plugin versions. But for Python, which I've also got Python components, it updates those as well, so that they get the latest versions of things, and it warns me what the different things are. So you can have a look in here. This says it's just been updated. We can have a look at that, and it says, yep. These are the actions that it found. It's also found that there's some Ubuntu versions on latest. Fair enough. And that's it. But there's no updates to be applied, so it's all nice and happy. So all very good, but it's all free, so that's kind of nice. Free for public repositories, I think. I think it might be free for private ones as well, because I'm sure it's told me about my private repos as well. So there we go. So you can see there's all my repos. Oh, it didn't find it. Because that's it's got some issues on it. It's got too many things on it, I think. No, I think it's just too out of date or something like that. That's because it's fork rather than my own module. Yeah, lots of bits in there that it goes and checks regularly and makes sure they're up to date. So yeah, quite useful. I find it useful anyway. That wasn't what I was doing though. I was looking at actually, whilst I'm at it, no, that one there, please bookmark that. I don't use bookmarks very often, but it is handy for like being able to remember where things are. My other browser has lots more on it, but this is my presentation browser, so it has a different set of things on it. Yeah, 187 repos. Really? Really? Okay then. That's impressive. I didn't realise I had that many. Just goes to show I'm unaware of what I've done. Right, okay, so what have we got down here? We've got lots of bits and pieces. Oh yeah, I released the options module yesterday. Exciting. Draw C module. I was going to go and quickly test that out and see whether it's actually working properly, because it's... Oh no, no, it's not quite there yet. Metatrans, international module, serial module. Oh, do I have video software? There's video software in there. It is, because that's got a whole bunch of things in there. Oh, it's marked as private and it's not working. Yeah, just a rename issue. We can fix that. Let us do that then, and we'll make it public as well when we do that. So let's firstly go and make it public. That's new. I don't think release immutability was a thing previously. Some of these have changed. I'm really... Disable bench protection rules. I'm sure that wasn't there before. I'm not sure why you'd want to do it as a global option though. I want to make this repository public. Yes. Yes, okay. Do it. Really do it. Oh, press the button first and then do it. There we go. There we are. Thank you very much. Right, okay, let's go find it, shall we? So it's probably in... No, not there. Sources, video render... Oh, it's probably not. It's kernel X, isn't it? Because it's an extracted kernel program. Program module. Oh, look at that. The whole repo's way out. Oh, I'm in Viscos. Oh, that's wrong. Don't go there. I'm in modules. Why is that not valid? cd/Viscos projects. Yeah, projects, Viscos modules, Viscos sources. There we go. That's why. Video. No, not video. Kernel X. If anybody is looking to change shell at some point, I would suggest that using fish as your Unix shell is awesome. It's a little bit like ZSH, but I find it to be a lot nicer in its handling of the command line, the input and things like that. Anyway, that's just me. Video, software 2. Yeah, we should convert the PL110. That's going to be great. I think PL110 is used on the integrator board. Oh dear. Right, pull that in. We've also got the text rendering branch in there as well, which I think is ready to go. But remote right, this doesn't have a remote set, so remote add GitHub. Yeah. So our problem was it was failing on one of the tests, wasn't it? Mark Stevens said, oh, Fish, I love these little asides. Well, I'm glad you like it. It's one of those things. So that the reason that I mentioned that was because when I typed in the file name, so I did cd/projects ro modules sources, and it went red to show that that isn't a directory. That's not something you can use. So it was all right up to there, and then it was Viscos source, and it's given a little grey thing to say this is one that you've typed previously or relatively recently as well. And it uses a recency and commonality rule to sort of try and find them, and you can also use history to go back and forth on that as well. But just press right and it goes and completes that automatically. Anyway, that's that nice bit. There's a bunch of other things it does really nicely as well, but that's the one that's sort of killer for me. I say ZSH does something similar as well, but yeah. Right, so our problem here was purely down to the naming, wasn't it? It's this naming here when we're trying to run it. So I'm going to want to get a view on the subler dots. There we go. I think let's put a new one on top. Oh, it's replaced it. Thank you. So that almost certainly means we just got it wrong in here. I think it's sort of just we've got it wrong in here. IAM load video software 2, and there we are. That's it, I think. Diff naming on the tests. Then the component was renamed to video SW2 to avoid clashing with the assembly. It's, what's it called? Row build updated. So the CI failed. Let's just see whether that fixes it, shall we? Oh, come on, you haven't even started. Oh, because I pushed it to the wrong place. Push to GitLab. GitHub even. Probably want these to be synchronized as well, so they get synced from one place to the other, but yeah. It's running. It should be nice and quick. Oh. Nope, it was finished already. Already done. Excellent. All done and finished. Cool. All right. That is good. So that's now present. I also want to merge that branch. So if we have a look at the git checkout text rendering, merge master onto there. Okay, and then push that to GitHub as well. I suspect this is going to have a possibly different set of problems because it's a just refresh the window. It's got a whole load of new files in it. Got all these VU4 and VU5 files that lets it catch up with these. Test video software. Is this one we actually run? I don't think I do. If we run it, do we run it? Surely we must run it. We don't actually run it. I think that probably is a bit of a fault. So let's do that. So, W. What does it do? So this exercises the module by using caller vector, passing in the context values and some operation values. It's got all the vector numbers there. And then it goes and tests them with a local workspace, so it doesn't actually write to a real video buffer. And this will only work because we don't support video V at the moment in the remote system. We'll probably add that later. So it does do all of these and the fill operations as well. So that's good. It's only reporting that they're actually like being handled. That flags is wrong. So if it gave an error, then it says that says result claim. That's wrong. Let's fix that. Result colon vector claimed should say result colon error on all of them. I don't think we know from this perspective whether it was claimed or not, so it's not especially helpful. This is where the AI has got a little bit confused as to whether that's vector handling or not. No, ever. Fair enough. It's not like it's terrible. And then poly H line as well. We should really check whether the output is correct, but I'll add that later. Get it to actually check something is written. Okay, let's make sure it actually gets run though, because that'll exercise some of the code. Actually, is exercised when we run in CI. Now invoke the test video SW code. The code itself is a. Can't see SCSI on the 64-bit list. SCSI was never part of the ROM. In the earlier versions, so it probably isn't there. Feel free to add it. I've got a. I mean, SCSI is pretty much redundant anyway, because it should be just replaced with a file call file system that does things. It's pointless for it to be talking to. It is just a shim in the same way that everything else is. ADFS. Well, maybe not ADFS. At least that's my view. You should have a SCSI block device SCSI that then provides the block devices, and then FileCore picks it up. That should be all it needs to do. We shouldn't have all of these individual filing system modules. Well, so Viscos Tech says they added ADFS. So ADFS is yeah, like the same sort of thing. It's a hardware driver. It shouldn't be a filing system. So, I mean, it's fine to convert it, but the real thing is it shouldn't be a driver. It should be a driver that provides for block devices rather than anything else. I really don't want to retain the existing file coreisms. That's a pretty awful interface. That's me anyway. You do what you wish, but yeah, I mean it's on the list. So it's one of those things. All I did was list the actual modules if we're converting them directly, which is fine. But if it's going to be done sensibly, we shouldn't be retaining that structure of block devices through to RISC-OS 64. Should all go away. It should have gone away years ago. It's not very good. But there's nothing wrong with having the implementations as is, because that was my original goal. Right, so the other thing that's wrong with this is if there is an error, we never notice. Well, we print a message, but that's it. Years ago, do me reminisce thing, when I was a lad. Years ago, I remember back at Pixel, we had we started introducing certain types of memory testing into the system, and we had a number of different components, one of which was a spreadsheet. It was basically an Excel spreadsheet parser and handler, so it would handle all of the many nasties that are involved in expression processing. So it could do all of the processing for expressions within cells, and the different language options for different languages. So dates come out differently, numbers come out differently, all of the formatting for money and things like that. It did all the statistical work and all the rest of that. And it was a really cool suite that went through a lot of things. I mean, it probably wasn't like particularly a lot of high coverage, but that's because Excel is just huge. But it did loads. And it printed out that it was failing. And then it threw that away and reported it was successful. And so this had been running for about 3 years or something, and nobody had noticed because it never reported that it had failed. And so everybody ended up, but all runs ended up thinking that everything was fine. And it had huge numbers of errors. I mean, it had like 40% of the calls were actually failing. And so we had to fix them once we noticed that. But it was kind of fun. Yay! Failed equals false. And then at the very end, if failed, then error external failed some of the tests. There we go. Just report that as a nice sensible thing. And then we'll commit that onto the end, amend onto there. Thank you very much. And then we'll push it to GitHub and we'll see whether that works. This is still on the text rendering branch. And we're not actually running like any sort of proper tests here. We're just checking that it's not crashing. It's no messages for that. Yeah, so it's just printing out what's going on with it. So have a look in here, and fingers crossed we won't crash. We didn't crash, it ran. Actually, let's check whether it ran, because it may not have done. No error, no error, no. Oh, awesome. Right, so it could probably do with actually checking whether it was actually doing the things it thought it was doing. Exit successfully. Each reason code is invoked and returns sensible result from the vector handler. Where does it print that out? Oh, summary there. Oh, I should have put that in the summary section then, shouldn't I? There. 2 spaces. There we go. Let's commit that then. Commit amend. Yep. Push to GitHub. Oh, I haven't tested if it'll push -F to GitHub. And then also, let's just confirm that we build 64-bit. It's going to take a moment or two. So that's now up and working, which is good. There's also a misdesign in the graphics stuff. I never got around to migrating Video 5 graphics into the Video V graphics handler, so that'll be something we'll need to add to the design a little bit later. Not too difficult, but it's just not there at the minute. Look at that. I mean, strictly, so this should be working. I mean, it probably isn't. There's probably something stupid that we've missed. But shall we give it a whirl? 64-bit build. Woo! Copy. I'm32/videov. I thought we just built it. Oh, this. I hadn't built it. Okay, fine. Yeah, so copy I'm32. I'll copy those there as well. Copy I'm32/video software to till/library. Oh, excuse me. Have managed to take a look at coming yet? I'm not sure what that. Oh, yeah, I haven't had a chance to look at your vector stuff yet. I've been a mess recently. Last week in this session, I think I may mention that I was feeling a bit blur and got a bit messed up towards the end. I hadn't taken my tablets the previous night, and I did the same again on Thursday this week. My head is just not with it, so I've been not doing very well all round the last couple of weeks. It's just confusion. I'm just not really paying enough attention to things. Application support / RPCMU hostfs. Okay. So that should be present there. So let's have a look at this and see whether we get anything working. I really don't think this is going to work. Here we go. Right. Exit to command line. So I think this is going to crash the system because I think it's not going to know what to do. Yeah, that's what I expected, because replacing the video software driver and then trying to write to the screen is not especially useful. Reset the system. Yeah, okay. Oh, good. All right. So now let's see if we can do it with a little program. So basic 10 RM load, start RM load, video SW2, 20 mode, mode. That'll do. Save vid SW2. Right. Run. Now I suspect this is going to crash, and then we'll need to go. Yeah, there we go. It died. So apparently it still isn't right for an actual system, which is a bit of a pain. But at the end of the day, it at least exists. We're going to need to have a look at what's wrong with that, which will be easier on a system that's actually got some like debugging on it. I don't need this at the moment. I can kill it. That's fine. Yeah, exit that. You realise that I've got a large chunk of the WIMP already done. So Rob says he's been looking at the WIMP and was trying to get. Well, yeah, I've been working on doing that. So, I mean, if you're using the components I've got, then fair enough. But you need to work with the things you've got. And don't just convert the assembly. That's the important thing. Converting the assembly is just going to leave you with a mess. You want to work on converting what the system is doing, not what the system was implemented as. In my view, vitally important you not try to just port what's there. Right, where were we? Yes, that was tested and that's gone up there. So video software is now up and running. Cool. Do you have a README on it? We do. That's good enough. Yeah, I should merge that into master as well. Check out master, merge, text, rendering. Yeah, that's right. Push origin and push text rendering, because I forgot about that. Video software is the software video driver, in case it wasn't obvious. It provides the implementation of all of these operations. So it provides character rendering for text modes and tracking of character boxes, clearing boxes. It provides you with the graphics operations, the primitive line operations, rectangles, triangles, parallelograms, block copy, circles, fills, arcs, segments, sectors, ellipses. Don't think ellipses are implemented yet. Not sure. Graphics fills. Don't think I've done fills yet. And the poly H line, which is the accelerated horizontal line. This is the This is an abstracted video interface. You know, like should have been there ages ago and was. But as you can see, there's not a lot of this is completely implemented. So we've got the there's the main graphics things, and then you've got the graphics calls here that are the main implementations. Some of them are stubs and some of them are real. Yeah, we've still got not got part of it implemented yet. Why part of it's not working? Yeah, of course it needs kernel support. So this is the extract things out of the kernel that was done in Select. So this is all part of that video, the video driver SDK that went out back in 2006, which has been ignored by people. I don't think it was actually made available to the public. It was only went out to video driver authors. I don't know what RISC-OS 6 did subsequently, but yeah, this is all proper abstracted interface. Yeah, read the video driver documentation, video V documentation, RISC-OS. Go away. Why did it come up with that? That's a weird link to have given me. Come on, where's video V? Interesting. RISC-OS staging, PRM in XML staging. That's rather strange. That's interesting. I presume I posted it up there, or it's picked it up from somewhere. I don't know. That's the one, yes. So go into there, go into here. And you'll find down in the select area video drivers. And that's got all the video, the entry points and the descriptions of it. Copy, paste. But the point of this is that it is a abstracted interface, not just a we'll bolt on an IOMD shim and then fix it up later, as graphics V is. This provides actual ways that you can accelerate these things, and was tested with both. There's a software driver that does things for the standard software implementation, and then there's the accelerated version for Viewfinder, which does the accelerated operations for Viewfinder, obviously. And there was a PL110 implementation for the hardware side as well. Again, these are things that should have been picked up by the rest of the RISC-OS community in the past 20 years. Must try not to be so ranty, shouldn't I? Failed to push some refs. Pushed text rendering, that's why. And then also push it to GitHub. And push current branch to GitHub as well. I should get that synchronized. I seem to feel that a lot of the time I'm doing this stuff, it's like I have to end up explaining to people why I'm doing things differently and why I'm trying to actually put in things that were done 20 years ago that are not relevant, and it's just a bit of a frustration, I think. I don't know, it's maybe it's just me. Anyway, yes, I shan't let it irritate me. Shan't. And yeah, by the same token, the teletext driver is entirely separate here. So have a look at CDTTX. So in RISC-OS Select, Dave says that the MCP market is just a wraps the repository with a sign-in. Very, very awkward and annoying. So this is the teletext driver, so we've got implementation of the teletext, and in case you didn't notice, it uses gcontext because this was one of the earliest cases where gcontext came into being. So yeah, RBCMU. pull up RBCMU again. Whee, here we are. Exit to desktops. F12 mode 7. Can't type basic. Mode 7. Mode 7. Thank you. Print CHR string 131. 131. What is 131? Blue? Nope, it's yellow. If I 129 is red. There you go. And then you can do the other one, which is, oh, what number is it? Oh, I can't remember. 128 plus 6. Is it plus 8? Plus 1? Red. I think that's right. No, must be plus 16 then. There we go. There's your teletext characters. They're fun, aren't they? Sixels, as they're now known. The lowercase characters get converted into those. And then you can do a magic VDU sequence, which of course I can't remember. Of course I can't remember it. Do we have it documented? Oh, come on. VDU sequence, basic, teletext, high resolution. Come on. Unless anybody else can remember it. All right, then we'll just look at the VDU 23 codes. That's an interesting one. Exchanges the foreground and background colours. Very rarely used, but really quite useful. Let's have a look at the Riscos Open Docs, because they should have it. In 23, oh, come on. What? It's not documented in there. Well, that's just awesome, isn't it? All right, then let's try and find it. Oh, hang on, there's actually a 23 section here. Ah, right, here we go. Teletext emulation codes. There we go. So we want to turn on. No. Is that not the one then? Is it 17? No. Right, okay then. Oh, come on, in Pyro. Tools has projects, Riscos, Pyromaniac, Riscos, video, init. Thank you. Teletext. Come on, find me the code. Right. Quality is 18,60. What? So they haven't got it documented. Teletext level 2. I don't think it's teletext level 2. I didn't think it was. Anyway, others may be supported. So if you look in here, so it isn't even documented in the as a proper thing here, which is a bit weird. 2318. did that not actually even go anywhere? Oh, it did. It is here. So 16 display characteristics. Set display characteristics, bit 0, render high quality text. There you go. Anyway, that's the code, so let's go and use it. Where am I going? I want this thing. VGU 23, 18, 16, flag number 1, 0, pipe. Oh, I missed my V. We should make our own PRM. There's a good idea. There you go, high quality text. And you can turn it off as well. There we go. Oh, I love that. I know it might be something very what's the word? Minor, trivial, silly, but isn't it cute? We just turn it into font characters instead. And of course, mode. Come on, here we go. X 1600, Y 1200. Actually, it might be a bit big. Let's do 1024 by 768 in 256 colors. Node not available. What do you mean? Oh, how do you do it? Load mode file MDF. There we go. So now you've got high resolution teletext mode there. Print CHR string 131 yellow. Print CHR string, I can't remember the number, 128 plus 16 plus 1 red. There you go. High resolution teletext in a much bigger text. I think Nemo speaks in certain ways, but I think we won't go there. Right. Anyway, yeah. So that's what teletext module does, and teletext module hooks into the video TTX, video V teletext handling and whatever. So you can do all sorts of things there. It's quite nice in any case. I'm just pleased with that. It's really nice, and obviously that is able to render all the original style teletext that Viscos 4 could do. Any extensions I haven't handled and haven't really worried about that. I think we've even got display reveal working as well, but I don't remember too much about that. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, video teletext. And to go back again, there's other modules, like, as I say, there's the dummy hardware module, which is one that was supplied with the SDK, the VidC driver hardware, viewfinder hardware, and the PL110, which I believe is the hardware that's used on the integrator board. PL110. I think it's what's used on the integrator board. Spinny, spinny, spinny. I think that's the registration. Yeah, we register the driver, hardware mappings are in here, and create dynamic area for it, and we lock it and do things there. Management of the pointer. I don't think pointer's supported. Oh, we do create a pointer. Ah, yeah, it's not actually supported on the PL110. It would need to be a software pointer. And then, yeah, mode selection is here for this stuff, which is just set up some control registers and configure things. Oh, and return the more lead translation stuff. A bit nasty. Yeah, not particularly exciting, but yeah, as the mode selection goes and manipulates all of the registers so that they end up being, this is a suitable set of timings for it. Yeah, not particularly exciting, but it's a video driver. What do you expect? Yeah. Anyway, lots of nasty bits that can be all done. that way. So video software is now up and has text rendering in it, and the potentially graphics rendering as well. But I think flood fill is missing. I need to implement that. Nasty, but can be done. Yeah. So that's one thing. Let us populate something, shall we? Let's do the status thing. Tools of projects, Riscos 64 status. And I'll edit that as well. No, not down there, please. Up here. At the top. Maybe not at the top, that's left me with hardly any space. Status, we don't update status anymore, we update components. Video SW. We now have a location. Where was it? There it is. I think we've got as far as internals on that one, but as we saw, it wasn't actually working on a real system, so not quite good enough for that. Video teletext is functional. Did it get published? I don't think it's been published. Let's should we do a publish on that? I don't know. Not very interesting to people. I'll leave that on for now. TI vector isn't published. That's interesting. Oh, I think it's not published because it's actually like not very complete. Should we have a look? Shall we have a look? Other window. No, before we have a look, let's go and have a look at the video SW features. That one there, please. So, it's working, it's working. Cursor rendering, I don't think it's working. Base change, rectangle, yes, yes. Not sure parallel gun's working. I need to actually check that, don't I? Because I don't actually know whether it's implemented. Dot. Go there. Go there. Right. Now. Oh, that's the wrong directory as well. That's not very good. I want to go into the software. Software 2. As I say, this session may not be the most exciting, as we find things and do stuff, random stuff. Right, let's go through the graphics implementation, shall we, and see what we've actually got in here. Set color, but we don't have the drawing pattern. So need to update these. So we've got the basic calls, and then we also need to know where the color selection works. Patterns, no. Text rendering, so we actually want text color selection. That is implemented. Text box, I'll come back to those. Right, so let's just see where we've got them. So we've got the color selections, the two of them. Change destination, yeah. Sets of all the values from the blocks. Change base, read primitives. Primitives not implemented. Not implemented. Rectangle is implemented. Triangle is implemented. I don't think it's the cops. I think it's the ambulances. We have ambulances flying past us really regularly. And no, they're not coming for me for that either. Thankfully. Not this week. This week my my block copy isn't done. My meds are all good. Circle is done. That's circle fill, isn't it? No, that's circle outline. Outline. Done. Circle fill. Done. Point on arcs. Oh, I hate arcs. I think we've got sector and segment also implemented as well. Yeah, segment and sector. And all of these are implemented by the principal as opposed to the current implementation. So that it's got a slightly better way of doing things. I hate arcs, Gerph 2026 says spanners, yeah. Ellipse outlines, right, ellipse not done, fill not done. And this is flood fill. Oh, this is line fill left and line fill right. Yeah, those need to be done. And then flood fill is actually implemented as part of them. That's not implemented. Poly H line is implemented as a set of regular H lines. And the advantage of having poly H line is because if you've got accelerated hardware and you're having to call the accelerated hardware every time doing line, you end up with a lot of calls into the hardware, usually, which end up having to be synchronized every time. Whereas if you poly H lines, you can basically do a rectangle that ends up being done as just a poly H line of line. That's actually a lot more efficient. It's not implemented that way here, but it can be. In fact, in the original software driver, it is implemented that way. It calls poly H line, which then calls H line. And so what happens here is the software driver just makes it a degenerate call into H line. But on a actual accelerated system, you'd have a poly H line that's passed you a block of lines, which in the case of a triangle might be a sloped set of lines or whatever, and in case of a draw file might be a large curved sections and things like that. You just pass them poly H line, it goes off and does the whole lot, and that was a much faster operation. Of course, you might accelerate the draw operations themselves, but the idea is that you can accelerate it at the H line level and get big improvements without doing much else. So that's the draw operations. Are we not using X0? Do we get around to... Oh, scope can be reduced. Yeah, fair enough. And for the text regions, windy. Defining characters. Yes, we defined them. Character caching, yep. Text color. Yes, we handle that. And then writing the character called plot character. Writing the cursor does nothing. Yeah, I thought that was right. And box clear? Yeah, box clear will probably just call down to many H-line calls. And then it's simply handled for you. So that's not yet been done. So there's still a bit to do in this, but it's not too bad. It's doing its job. And I'm not ticking any of the 64-bit parts because actually these are handled in 64-bit. I'm going to tick them off. I'm going to tick them off because I can. Spanner says Graham had a nightmare getting arcs right in WASP. WASP is the pixel driver. Oh, that's wrong. Which was used in ePage, and Graham was the very, very clever guy who did almost all of the implementation of the primitive graphics system. I mean, primitive as in low level, rather than being very simple. And it was quite impressive. It was a very fast system, actually. I was always quite impressed with it. I mean, I hear from Dave that it was actually just bare implementation of things from graphics principles and practice, but to me it was very, very fast. Yeah, there we go. So we've got that now marked. I can go and just close, shut down that window, please. There we are. Let's go commit that and say that we've got those done. Draw module on steroids is what Dave describes it as. Yeah, that sounds fair. It also did the proper clipping and stuff like that, which is all very nice. And transparency. I believe it was handling basically the PostScript primitives plus the other things that you would need for handling modern graphics. Update the video SW driver features. Oh, we've also got the binaries there. I've got binaries listed here, so I can add those. The video SW driver is now present in the modules and has its features marked. Where they are. Git add RM32 video software and the 32-bit version, 64-bit version, commit both of them. And then let's push that. Ooh, sorry, no, pull first because we've got some changes by somebody else. There we are. Right. So that's now on there. So that'll be doing some work at the moment to go and synchronize things. It'll take it a little while, I expect. Let's see. Right, so that's the video software done. So I just mentioned about CLIV, didn't I? I wanted to look at CLIV. So that'll be in kernel ext. I've only got CLIV there, not CLIV2. That's interesting. Let's just see if it's submodule add into kernel ext / CLIV2 as viscos cliv2. Oh, it'll be called cliv2, won't it? It won't be. There it is. Hello. That's my pretty wife, that is. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Nitrex says never heard of WASP before. So unless you'd actually worked at Pixel or one of the licensees, you wouldn't have come across it. Although I think, having said that, I have this vague feeling it's actually registered. Come on, are you going to spin me up a shell, please? I know you've been asleep for a little bit, but viscos resources, export header interface. What? No, apparently not. Where's Newswise? Newswise isn't in there. Is it in global then? Ah, I never know the distinction here. Excuse me a second. In order to stop myself from being beaten up by the blind, I'm just going to open it a bit further. I'm sorry that the light will be a little bit frustrating, but I hope you can still see me. Well, maybe you can't see me, and then that's not a bad thing. No, it's not in there. I thought there was a registration for Burst. Was that its early name? There we go. We have a registration. Well done, Dave, for remembering. Borland. Is there anything else? No, just that one. But it was something. Yeah. Such fun. Right, CLI v2. Well, actually, before we do that, let's go and commit CLI v2 as it stands. Oh, right. Okay, so yeah, he says that Burst ran on Miscos and Wasp was when it got C++. This is taking a while. This is what happens when you've got lots and lots of submodules in a folder. It takes a while for it to scan everything. I seem to remember. I remember seeing some of the early Wasp sources in the page repository, but I don't remember ever seeing the Burst sources, because that would have been amusing, if nothing. Yeah, because I also had, at one point I remember seeing the ImageFS sources in there. I rapidly moved away, looked away, because it was like, I don't want to get dragged into Riscos things when I was back then. Try and avoid that. It'll make me feel bad. Oh, come on. I mean, I know you've got like a lot in there, but this is getting silly. Yeah, it's only CLIV. Add the CLIV to submodule. CLIV is CLI got implemented in C. This is where we find out that it's actually just a literal stub. Push. Ooh, that pushed. That's quite nice. Let's see how much I've actually implemented, because I've got no idea. Drum roll, please. We have a C directory that has, oh, woo! This is, yeah, this is a conversion of the Pyromaniac CLI parser. Special pass-through commands for things. And then we never actually do very much with it. Yeah, there's some of these, the aliases get handled. Oh god, yes, I remember this. Sorry, this is ages ago this was done. Ages and ages ago. It feels like ages ago, I don't know if it was. This is the OS interfaces. Claim the vector, release the vector, do verbal reading. That's not a helpful call. There may be some recursion. Oh no, that's correct, because aliases actually call Oscilly to do their expansions, don't they? Yeah. And there's our temperfest handling, running a file, oh, and then unknown command handling. And then we've got some stub functions that would do like the things that you need. So some of these have been expanded out. That's a really weird. So I don't know if you know this, but you can actually direct things using module hash. I'm not sure if it's enabled in. Let's have a see. Let's have a see if it is. Come on, pull up here. Thank you very much. Exit command line. Thank you. All right, so modules. So if we have a look there and we have a look at, oh gosh, I don't know. We need something that we can direct to. Help sprite utils. Oh dear, there we go. Sprite. So sprite utils is module number 198. Yeah. So if we do module hash. Are you telling me I can't type the hash key on this keyboard? Where would hash normally live? Well, that's fun. Okay then. We won't do that. Okay. Let's do it a different way. Alt 3. This is the mapping. It has to map it through, so that would be the key that you'd use on macOS. But the keyboard mapping has to be the mapping that would be used by a RISC-OS keyboard, because yeah. RPC mu hyphen 3.7. There we go. All right. No space left on device. Bother. 4x in. Let's just get myself a bit more disk space left. One problem with building lots of Docker images is you rapidly run out of disk space. Ooh, and it takes a little while to delete things on Docker Desktop for some reason. Sometimes, only sometimes does it take a very long time. Not quite sure why. Can I launch it from here then? Has it got enough space now? Looks like it's thinking. Share. Screen sharing, that's the one. How are you doing on deleting things? Gosh, that's slow. Not quite sure why it's so slow actually. It's rather weird. Right, try that one. Sorry, I should move this onto the screen. Oh, there we go. I think it may have still had problems because we're not getting the resize happening, which is a bit irritating. But in any case, modules. See if this works. Help. Pick a module. Raw file. There we go. So module. Oh, we might have the same problem here. Oh no, I've still got the same problem. Still can't map it through. Okay. Alt and type. Very good point. Yes. Anybody know the number for hash? Ooh, everything's slow. Allow Python to find. Yeah, okay, fine. common. Spanner says, anyone know the number for hash? Gerph 2026. Let's call the police. Yes. Maybe that wasn't the best of phrases. Yeah, so 35. So if I do, is it Alt keypad 35? Is that all you do? It is! Oh! Thank you very much, Dave. I'm glad you remember how to work Riscos, because I don't. Right, so I wanted to look at draw file. Draw file is here, which is number 77, colon, render. Nope, it's not doing it here. Must have been turned off then. Oh, I've forgotten. I'm pretty sure that was... No, I don't know. Anyway, yes, it was an option to handle module hash and then the number and then things in the same way that you could do draw file colon render, and that would direct it at that specific module. And you could do it the other way around. You could do draw file %base colon render to direct it at a particular instance, which would be kind of amusing. Hi Lemon. No Alex here, I don't think. Well, maybe there is an Alex here, I don't know. Yes, there we go. Thank you, Dave, for the memories of how that works. Right, we can kill that, and then we can kill this shared sessions. We don't need that. And the point of this was to try and catch up with where we're up to, because we've got, yeah, there we go. That's not handled. We don't handle that yet. It's working on it. It's working on it, or I'm working on it. It's being worked on. So it handles, it understands here a little bit about the percents and things. So you get to direct particular instances. Crazy things. Right, so let's go and find CLIV. Oh, I've marked a lot of this down already. Module name prefix of module hash directs that just that module. Let's have a see. No, let's have a look in here. Yeah, because I don't think we actually look up any modules with this. This is all actually just parsing. No, there's no module actual processing here. It's all just parsing the strings. And since we know it's all just parsing the strings, we can then simplify what this actually is doing. Oh, and we don't handle any of the redirections either. So that's not implemented. That actually is implemented. Selected by prefix, I may prefer, doesn't call that. Don't think it does that. It does do that. That was there, I saw that. And then we don't actually use the module table. We have the code to, oh, we do actually issue that. Yes, it was issued. Runs the actual command. No, we don't have that in there. What's error for unknown command? No. Module init finalize. And preferred instance. So it was mostly correct. So CLIV kind of there, but not really. So it needs a lot more work. It's definitely at the point of being a stub. And since it's a stub, we can go and mark it as such. In here, CLIV internals. Oh, I've already marked it as internals. I'll leave it as internals. Remote adds GitHub cliv. Now we don't have a version num file. So a make readme. So let's create one of those. CLIV command line interpreter Riscos. very simple port of the Viscos Pyromaniac CLI v module, CLI vector handler. It is only able to process the command line as yet. It does not actually dispatch. Okay, so that needs a lot more work. Viscos. Actually, what files do we have here? We do have a whole bunch of CI files. That's interesting, isn't it? Git. Viscos project. Create license as well. Let's put license on it. Add license and readme. Add a license, and a readme. GitHub. Push to GitHub. This is where it'll say, no, it doesn't exist. So we need to create it. New repository. Excuse me, did you just fail? Okay, we'll need to look at that one. Viscos Cliv. CLI vector handler for Viscos. Create repository. And then push to GitHub. I'm going to need some tea soon. Definitely will be time for a break, I think, so shortly. Also interesting is where are we actually up to with the row build? Is this a modern build or is it? Oh, it's a pretty modern build, this one. That's good. So we'll see what we've got out of it, shall we? What does it do? Oh, it works, is what it does. It's got all of that, manages to load it and then exit it. And because we're not actually claiming the CLI vector, this continues working. Actually, that's a good point. Did we make a note of the fact that we should be claiming the vector? Yet we don't actually claim the vector at the moment, because if we did, that wouldn't work. None of that stuff would actually be working at all. So that's more correct. Okay. Let's update. That was all up to date, wasn't it? Push. Okay. Oh, and actually I can build a Viscos ammo 64 ammo. We can build the 64-bit version as well, and then copy the 64-bit versions into the repo. Oh, and of course, the point of this was we're going to go and link it into the settings. Oops, didn't mean to delete it. Cliv. Readline isn't out either. That's interesting. I'll put readline out as well, since we're doing these. CP. Yeah, those will work. Did I not build the 32-bit version? I didn't build the 32-bit version. Okay, well, there you go. Now built. And then we'll go back over here. Status. I'm32 cliv. And I'm32/64/cliv. And it failed its build. Why did it fail? 19 failed. That seems surprising. That looks more like the build service just went bleh. See, that says it failed, but it looks like it... Oh, except it stopped partway through. It just stopped. And then it failed to commute. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. I got a shell alert from the build service saying it was having difficulty. Let's have a look and see if it's alive at the minute. Build.riscos.online. It's alive, because if it wasn't alive, it would say stuck at connecting there. So I think it's working. Backend 0. Up and running. System load of 1. I do love the fact that it doesn't know that the temperature might be garbage. Yes, if you're like hammering it, if you're hammering the build service, it will do that. I mean, that's why the agents.md says never submit more than 2 jobs at a time, because it just can't handle that. So it's got something running that's quite heavy. Command lines. Yeah, it's running a pyro. Something is taking all the CPU. It's only a small machine, this. And that's been running for nearly 3 minutes. Docker ps-a. Yeah, so it's actually running something there. Meh, interesting. Not sure where that's come from. It could be one of mine. It could be one of the others. Up 3 minutes though. Whole system up 59 days. That's a while. 3 minutes is a reasonably long run. Might be yours. Well, yeah. I mean, 3 minutes is a quite long run. I mean, I would not expect things to be taking a very long time on there, generally. And they have a limit in any case of 10 minutes. Yeah, see timeout 10 minutes there. And oops, I clicked on the wrong thing. So that will stop it. No, another one's kicked off. Something else is running, because that's now up to 3 seconds. So yeah, that'll be why it failed, because it was getting overloaded. Obviously, we send like huge numbers of them. Bad status. Yeah, that's the I'm overloaded message, and it will reboot itself if it. This is what I was looking for, to see if it actually rebooted itself. So I want to commit my changes anyway. It'll happen when they happen. It would be nicer if it queued things, but there's some limits on how these things work. Commit my as a CLIV module updates. So there was a plan to have the build service auto scale, and I had bits of it set up, but there just isn't the need when most of the time it's running just fine. And if we have a look, I don't think I can do it on here actually. Yeah, I probably don't have a login. Give me a second, I'll go and pull the other window up. Console. Username is Charles. Where am I looking? I want to go here. That is the application. I believe that's the one I want. There we go. Perhaps it's costing me. Costs about $26 or so. What's that come to? Yeah, yeah, something like that. And that's the last load balance. And then these two instances. Let's go to these two instances. The idea is that in theory it should load balance it to multiple machines and make them grow and stuff, but I haven't set it up because it costs quite a bit as it is at the moment. So what do I want? I wanted the monitoring section here, didn't I? It's always it says it's taking a bit longer than usual, but it always takes a long time. What are you talking about? I'm not sure if it's a Firefox thing or it's just AWS being a bit naff. Oh no, I didn't want that. I want to actually go to CloudWatch. I want to go to CloudWatch to see it. There used to be a link here to do that. So status and alarms, this will tell us that it's all fine at the moment, and then metrics. You really are pretty sucky, aren't you? CloudWatch. There we go, CloudWatch. I don't have a lot running in AWS. It really is just the build service. And in theory, I could move it to Lambdas, but it's another area I'm not so keen on dealing with. So I want the metrics, please. I want to go to Explorer. Oh, this has all changed since I last used it. Oh my gosh. Oh. This is actually all completely different when I last looked at it. It just shows how long ago it was. Because I used to be able to navigate through trees. I want to know about EC2. Give me the EC2 instances. Service-based templates. Is it that one? There we go. That's the kind of thing I was looking for. So this one, if I can pull this one up, this is all of them. And we can look over a week maybe. And you'll see it's largely completely quiet. And then it goes and blips when people are doing stuff. Which is not a lot of the time. If we change it, although if it changes to maximum, you might see some more, a bit more. That's more like it, yeah. So obviously it hammers it when we're actually running proper tests for a while, but otherwise it just sits there doing nothing, and it's just like, yeah, I don't care. And most of my tests just go and just throw something at it. It extracts, runs it, it's done. There's nothing important to do to worry about on it. This is more the interface. Classic metrics, that's what I should have gone for. Oh gosh. That's the entire one, entire average. Yeah, okay. Right. They've got some nicer ways of handling that, but But anyway, yes, sorry. Distracted by things there. Easily distracted. It's quite fun though, and you can see what's actually been going on and how busy it is. It's nice to see that it is actually busy occasionally. I mean, yeah. And if it does get overloaded, as I say, it'll go and kill the system and reboot it, and so it'll come back clean. I think it needs to do that. I think it needs to do it regularly, but that was up 56 days, which is quite a trek, really. Anyway, there we are. Right, so that was Cliv added. Readline I was going to add next. Let's go do readline. I think readline's pretty much completely functional. Yeah, I think pretty sure that that's completely functional. Readline, here's the actual implementation. And what it does is, yep, this is implemented directly from the Pyromaniac implementation, I believe. Yeah, it did things slightly differently. That's where it beeps. And we, again, there's calls here that are abstracted into offset write Cs and things, so they do different operations. Vector handling. Yeah, it handles the slight differences of the platforms. And it handles the two different forms for 32 bits and 26-bit as well. And of course that 26-bit doesn't really matter for 64-bit, but and of course we can't handle things in that way on Miscos 64 because we don't actually return with flags. Ah, lovely. And OS. Yeah, read C calls differentiated by 64-bit and not. Read the queue length, status. Yeah, this looks pretty blooming good, I think. I think that's entirely functional. So when we do the build, what do we do? Oh, that's it. Oh, that is a very old build form. Very, very old build format. Let's update that one, shall we? Because that is very simplistic. Oh, let's create the repository first, though. Let's do that. New repository. Miscos readline. Readline v module for Miscos. Repository, remote, add read line. Okay. Beaten to death by me blinds. And cops coming in through the window. Yeah, don't think they're after me today. Rob says only use the Docker image locally. Should I be using row build? So the Docker image. So the Docker image has got all the tooling you need on there. Is my camera frozen? Nope, it hasn't. It's okay. The Docker image has got all the stuff locally, but you can send stuff to the Riscos build service for running tests. So that's the only reason you should be doing that. That's the only reason you should be doing that. And you can, if you're using the AI agents, you can just say run this on the build service, and it will should go and do it. It should know how to do that, or it can set up the necessary build environment to do that. Very, very simple most of the time, in my opinion, to be doing that sort of thing. But no, you shouldn't. The actual build service itself is obviously useful for public building and the like. And the reason it does that is because it's actually running on a Riscos, so it's actually a lot more accurate to how it would work on a Riscos system. But if you're building stuff that you're just going to distribute the results of, keep it on the local system, that's fine. Local Docker image. What did I do wrong there? Risk for remote, there we go. Push GitHub. And oh, hang on, that's a thing I forgot. I forgot to label things, didn't I? I need to label this as Riscos. Riscos. There we are. They've got blobs now. They didn't used to have blobs. They used to have just little selectors. Interesting. Save changes. I also want to fix up Cliv. Here we are. So it's got the right things as well. Riscos. I wonder why I've lost deployments on there. It's always turning it off. Maybe deployments is being removed. I don't know. What was the other one I did? There was Cliv and there was video software. Yeah, that's not got it marked either. There we go. Right. I think that's the only ones I've done recently. So read line, let's see if that built. It did nothing. It did absolutely nothing. Riscos project create CI. Now let's have a look at it. Okay, so that's going to have rewritten the GitLab one, which I probably don't want to do. So I probably want to undo that operation because no, that looks okay actually. I thought it did something a bit more. So the make file here, it should be read line 2, that's correct. And then when we make test, this is the command line test that does things. So we probably want to build that as well. So let's just put that in at the beginning. Build the test code. It's a little redundant, this, isn't it? Build test. And then oh, hang on, he says. I don't think the test is any good because I think the test, yeah, the test actually expects some input. So that's a manual test only. We can't run that. Run test. I don't know what it's called. Read line test, okay. I've added a bookmark. I don't know how I do that. There's a key sequence I keep catching that I don't know how I add a bookmark to. Maybe I need to learn how to use my editor. Don't use this. The test is manual only. Oh, and then I want to check row build is actually loading that but killing that. There we go. There we are. Status. Oh, and add the GitHub directory. There was no GitHub directory at all. Huh, okay. Add CI builds for GitHub. And, And whilst we're at it, Riscos project, create Git, make sure that's up to date. Oh, we're being a bit slow. Surprisingly slow, that one. Create Git, create license. Yeah, something about firing up the Docker is being a bit slow this time, but I'm not going to worry. License and the PR management as well. Code owners, license. So the code owners is quite important, because if you don't set a code owners, then when somebody raises a ticket, it won't be assigned to you. And if it isn't assigned to you, you don't get a notification to tell you that there's been something changed, unless you're watching the repository. And watching all your own repositories is a little redundant. Add PR/issue. License and code owners. Lots of GitHub. Git administration. Administration is not just GitHub. Pull. Looks like I didn't pull that at one point. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Yes, 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 yes. Push and push to GitHub as well. And let's see whether that succeeded. Come on, reload. Reload. Oh dear. Does that mean I did something wrong? Oh no, there it goes. It's kicked off. Good. And it's successful already. 13 seconds. It flew through it. There we are. Cool. Let's just build it and build it for the 64-bit as well. I keep switching between Riscos64 ammo and setting the variable. It doesn't make a blind bit of difference. It's just how they route to the same place. It's just build 64 equals 1 is the way it routes it into the regular ammo. Right, so that's up to date, and that is quite functional. So let's update this. Readline is here. Whee. Gosh, I'm tired. Yeah, readline, and then readline MD. Doesn't work on 64-bit yet because readline V is not implemented properly. But otherwise, it's working. Good. Good, 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 good. Excuse me. Oh, no, I didn't copy those things. Add rm32/readline and rm. Yeah. '63. It's the slightly cut down version. Let me get rid of rm32/readline. This is where it's important to have the distinction with the two versions, because if it did have the other one, you'd do the same. Any others that I've copied in wrongly here? No, they're all okay. Push that. I'll kick off a load of tests as well. No matter. Right, it's telling me to have a break, so I'm going to go and have a break. Yeah, we're going to have a break. And then we'll come back and look at something else. Okay. Just trying to think what we've done today. So we've done a few components. If we just have a look in here, we can see in the repository list. Readline, Cliv, and video software have all been added, and I didn't put it on the video software one apparently. I thought I'd saved that. Maybe I didn't. Maybe unless you click on it, it doesn't actually do it. That's probably it. Okay, well that's now fixed anyway. And so we got like at least 3 more modules that are up and published, which is good. So yeah, we'll have a break now. See you in a bit. 10 minutes. I have to cancel that break and then click that. Hello again. Oh, wow, we lost a whole bunch of viewers when I went for a break. Oh well, no matter. We're not going to worry about that. Oh, dear me. Right, so I'm going to do a little bit more and then I'm going to call it a day because just getting tired now. And Talia's off, so going to off to see her mum, so I want to spend some time with her as well. What's that button do? Oh, create a highlight. I didn't know I could do that. I'm learning new things about YouTube all the time. Actually, I don't know what highlight would do, actually. Bookmarks. Stream marker. Markers appear in the video editor after your stream. Ooh, so I can put... Oh, that's quite interesting. Learning new things. All good. I can put markers in to say where you did certain things. That's quite useful. Right, okay. What was I doing? I was... Yeah, so we'd got readline in. To see whether there's anything else we wanted to add, since there's other components that we've done. Did system bell get done? I mean, it is something of a surprisingly easy one, or unsurprisingly easy one, I suppose. System bell. So the idea of system bell module, or particularly the service that it handles, is that it produces a noise when you press like Control G, or you get to the end of a line, or any of those things, or the error box pops up or whatever. It's the standard system sound, and the point is that there's a service that can be handled for it, which can then do whatever you want. So you can actually make it do a real bell, which might be more useful if you were doing an embedded system than if you were doing a proper desktop OS. So that's all that is. And you'll see it's very much... Oh, wrong one. System bell 2. There we go. So we'll do this one. Right, so it's got system bell 2. What does row build look like? This is an old style one, I suspect. Yeah, that's a very old style, so we'll just rebuild it. Let's look at lab CI. Yeah, it's all old style. So Briscoe's project, create CI, and we might as well do all the rest as well. PR. Oh, before we go too much further, pull whatever we've got there. So stash. Right. PR. Git. I think that create git thing's doing a bit more than it needs to. I think it's, yeah, not. I think I know what it's doing wrong, but PR git license CI. Yeah, it looks like everything got row build, and there's a small bug then that it doesn't recognize that the file name and the module name are different. So we just kill that there. Add all of those. Add CI PR/issue templates, license, code owners. A bunch of admin files. And we probably want to readme as well, don't we? System bell. This is the RISC-OS system bell, which provides the beep. That happens when VU7 is issued. It handles the service external bell. That's pretty much it, really. And it really is very dumb. I mean, it's the dumb as dumb can be. Add new repo. So you might be saying, if it's that dumb, why do we have it? Well, the point is that this sort of knowledge about what to do when you get a bell shouldn't be the purview of the VDU system. It should be a decision for some other part of the system. So the fact that by default it just issues a sound command could be replaced with play a sample or flash the screen or do something else, which is important not only because it shows you a different way of presenting things, but it's also important for things like accessibility. So you could have somebody who's not very good at hearing, but flashing the screen is useful, or having an actual bell pop up or something. You could do those sorts of things, vibrate your keyboard or something like that. There's different ways of handling that. So that's what system bell is for. And this was implemented in RISC-OS Select 3, I think, possibly 2, but wasn't actually wired up, unfortunately. It got missed. So I suspect it probably was wired up later, but it was missed out, which is a bit frustrating. Place origin with GitHub. Push GitHub. And then we need to go here and then update it so it's got the RISC-OS tag on it. Oh, I want to turn packages off as well. Why is deployment turned off by default now on GitHub projects? So previously they just left it turned on, but now they've actually wired it up to, is there an environment available? Which is quite sensible, really. Yeah, cool. Yeah, we don't have any environments for this, although we could have, I suppose. It's a possibility. I use environments at work on GitLab, but not here, so yeah. That's why I wanted to check whether that worked, didn't I? It did. Thank you. That's all good. Status. So that. Oh, except I forgot to add the README. Add the README file. Oh, and if anybody is like actually interested in what the system bell does, you can be amused by the actual how complex this is. So it's a standard module, as you might expect, with a service handler. We find the service handler, external bell, and if we go into the C directory and load the module up, you'll see that all it does is read the configuration of the system bell and then builds a sound command. That's your lot. And if it was successful, it marks it as serviced. Not very difficult. So this was all obviously in the kernel as part of the VDU7 handler. It was actually in the VDU7 handler, which is a pretty restrictive way of doing it because it ties you to that is the implementation, whereas this is more replaceable, or you can just replace the module even. Right, anyway, that's system bell. Cool. I'm going to maybe do one more and then we'll call it a day. Oh, push that to GitHub as well. Dum dum dum. Didn't have an os pointer module as well. I swear I did os pointer. Git submodule add os pointer 2. Yeah, I did. I thought I had. cd minus cd os pointer 2. Oh, actually, before we do that, commit modules and os. You're going to take an age now, aren't you? Thank you. Well, whilst you're doing that, let's close some windows. Don't need readline. Don't need cliv. Keep status. Don't need software 2. You're still doing it. Ugh. Nice and relaxed. It's time for calm wait whilst we wait for Git to do its thing. There is a option to Git to not scan, to only commit the things you. What is the Git command to only commit the staged things and not report the anything else? Minus Q. Okay. Standard verb, so summary. Listen, search, leaves and untrack. That's the one that I want. Yeah, just want it to do what it's been told to do. Cool. And this is add the os pointer 2 module. I think this is only partially implemented. I don't think it's properly there. Os pointer 2 sub dot. Let's have a see. Where did we get to? Model notation. Read the current pointer shape. Reset the pointer shape. Sorry. Yeah, they look okay. Mouse handling. Mouse types. Boundaries. Polling. Actually, that looks. Moving from the buffer. That doesn't look too bad actually. It's got the mouse scroll handling properly as well. I don't remember this. I did a bunch of it, but yeah, I don't remember it. Test os pointer. Oh yeah, that I remember doing that. Yeah, that was early on. That was quite bad. Right, so the module. Let's check it's got the right name. It has not. Oh, the name should be there. It's the makefile I should be checking, isn't it? Makefile os pointer 2, and the row build should be aware of that. Run test. This has actually been updated. This is not a standard stub. That's good. Ooh, excellent. Get status. Update the module name to module file name, just the file name, to os pointer 2. Avoid the naming of the So what have we got in here? We've even got the PR workflows. Was os pointer 2 already in there? Is that why? Am I doing something pointless here? I mean, that would be somewhat silly, but nope, doesn't have it in there. Os pointer. No, not in there. Fair enough. Okay then, let's add it. New repository. Riscos os pointer was in C. Remote, that one there. Let's change it to os pointer then. Push to GitHub. Oh, we've probably got a readme as well, don't we? Which calls are we actually handling? I think it's just the os pointer and the vectors. What vectors do we handle? Oh, it's by pointer v, isn't it? It's almost certainly going to be pointer v. Yeah, that's all it handles. Handles the os pointer and pointer v. Implementation on Riscos. Now, usually we say on Riscos, don't we? So it's clear. Push to there, and let's have a see what we've got in here. Did we pass anything? Oh, apparently it's already gone and fired off some pull requests to fix things for us. I didn't mean those settings. I meant these settings over here. And now we can go and look at the pull requests, because already we've got 2 of them. And already it's gone and run its tests, and it's proven that they're not broken, which is cool. Right, come on. Merge that one as well. Git fetch all, git merge github/master. Add readme.md. also, if we go to developer, that one there, we should also see, come on, os pointer, thank you. Oh, no other updates to do, good. And did we have anything for system bell? Nope, it was all up to date, good. That's fine. Push GitHub. Done. Okay, that's os pointer done. So let's go and add that in here as well. Os pointer published. Oh, if we want to look at os pointer. Yeah, it's pretty much handling everything. That looks right. Ooh. It says we handle insv and expand. Oh, you have to handle expansion, don't we? I'm assuming that's right. Status. Yeah, fine. Okay, I'll call that a day with that one. Just go and push this. Oh, no. Discuss ammo. 64 ammo. And build it here as well. Come on. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. CP, both of those. Over here. Okay. OS. Do we have os pointer twice, or is it? Yeah, we do. So that's just RM32 os pointer there, and the 64-bit version. Oh, and add the pointer 2 in there as well. Add the os pointer module to the GitHub source list. File name. Right, there we go. Just renamed it because it's largely the same. Right, okay. Cool. Right. I suspect there's probably more bits to do, but I think it might be time to just call it a day now and say we're done for now. There's not a huge amount we're doing in here that's particularly scary anyway. But I think you've seen a number of extra modules added, which is good. Some more of these need to be added as well. Got system files. Oh, system files I never imported into my system. Evaluate expression. So some more of these I think that need to be done. Pushed up, but otherwise they're doing okay. Spy top. Is Spy top in here? Number of times that I've implemented Spy top. No Spy top. Git submodule add kernel next. Spy top. Am I actually going to call this Spy top? Put it in here, or? Go on. Is that it? Yeah, it doesn't exist. I don't know where it is then. So the Spy top that's here. The Spy top that's here is a module that was ripped out of the kernel. So all of this is the implementation of the various parts of things ripped out of the kernel into a separate module. So you can run Riscos ammo and you get, did this actually get working? Oh, I've got a C file in there. Oh, look at that, I implemented some other bits. Wow, look at that. Didn't realise I'd done those. I didn't remember I'd done them actually, that's more the point. File ops. Oh, look at this. Yeah. But basically this is all ripped out of the kernel so that it could be a separate module as part of the general abstraction and simplify the kernel work. And it's not particularly complicated. There's basically a separate file for each of the implementation parts. And because they're just a single function rather than, I don't know if anybody's seen the kernel, but the kernel has, what is it, VideoGraph-G, I think, is the stuff that starts handling sprites. Because of course you have to remember that G, H, I, J is the ones, I think J is the sprite, the screen saving operations or something. I could be wrong, but that's what this was. And so it would build, oh look, it's even set up to use AASM still. It's that old. Log. 2019. I did the import. Apparently it never even made it into source control. It just was being abstracted straight out. So this is the implementation that it had, and it was just being cut out to make it work here. Tints. Oh, that's tints as in 256 color tinting. Ugh, horrible. Yeah, there was a lot of work to go on still with it, but it was back in the day. It was a background activity to try and make the rest of the kernel smaller. And the usual thing was no building of components into other components. It's like you have separation of concerns. You're doing sprite ops, so you have a module that handles sprite ops. Yeah, this was being worked on back then and got abandoned because, well, time and energy. There's a lot of work goes into this stuff. Do we actually have a... Oh, we've probably got a version num. We've probably got a version num down here. Got a date? 2002. Only 24 years ago. And this is version 0.07, so clearly I'd been going through it. I'm a little surprised that it doesn't have a history going back any further. Maybe it just never made it into source control. Or maybe this was just a snapshot because we lost the source control. I don't know. Not sure. But yeah, anyway. Right. I'm going to call it there. That's a little bit shorter than normal, but I think we've done a reasonable number of things. Next week, I hope I'll manage to get together a better idea of what I'm trying to do. And we'll have a more targeted amount of work. But it's been sort of a bit of a bitty day. I hope it's been interesting. If it hasn't, I'm sorry. Sorry I didn't make it to the coding thing yesterday. As I say, I missed my meds on Thursday, so Friday was a bit ugh, and then Saturday was the tail end of ugh. So I just had a nice, easy, relaxing time. Okay, yeah. Also, yeah, the discussions earlier about we should do our own manuals. Yeah, we should do a lot of that. So doing a lot of work on the WIMP. Is it public? Yes. Pay attention. I've been doing these videos about it. I've got it up on the things here. So Riscos window, WIMP window. Sorry. You're not going to find it. There we go. Window templates. There we go. Go away. So all of the WIMP stuff's in Riscos WIMP. There's also a whole bunch of stuff that I've got privately as well. But so probably easiest just to go to there. And it's all based on the Pyromaniac code, which means that it's a lot more structured than you would otherwise find. So there you go, the icon rendering, window handling, validation strings, templates, and sprite rendering. There's also sprite pools, caret handling, and some other parts that are there. And of course, if you have a look in here, you'll see that I've claimed many of these things to say that I'm doing them, and they've got links so that you can find them. So you should never not know where things are or who's working on them. If you want access to this, then you can, but again, you have to actually want to work with people. Things like that, memory, windows, menus. Messi has not handled that yet. Swise, no. Sprite pools. Oh, I haven't claimed myself on sprite pools. That's odd. Owner. Gerph. Put a sprite name on that. I should also have done it on Windows as well. Have we got it on Windows? Tiling. Yeah, I've already done most of that. And window management. Yes, I'm working on that. Owner. Oops, Gerph. And copy link address. There you go. So yeah, I'll just update those now and say that they'll pop up in the details. So do remember, this database of details is there so that people can see who's working on things and not duplicate stuff. That's the idea. Add the claimants for window. So if you want to work on parts of it, then feel free. But it's not, I have spec'd the work as being not the WIMP, but many parts of the WIMP. If we go back into here and then go to current status for all components, did I not claim caret? No, caret isn't a thing. I'll claim caret as well. When you scroll down here, you can see all of these sections that have, in some cases, got proper specifications of the functionality they need to provide, so that we can tick them off and make sure that they're actually done. So if you want to be involved with doing that, then drop me a line with your GitHub what's the word, the username, and I will invite you as one of the collaborators to it. Because at the moment, sorry, I have to press the button first. Go on, thank you. At the moment, there's just Viscos Tech and peers who've got access to it, but if you want to, feel free, and then you can join in. But the idea is to avoid people duplicating work and having things that are not communicated. That's why, anyway. Right, anyway, I'm going to call it a day now. I will see you all later. All right, bye. What do I do now? I do that one. Oops, what did I do? I'm back. Bye.